What's up, everybody? My name is Domi, and this is The Arc of Truth, and I'm going to be doing something a little bit different today. I'm still trying to work out the kinks here with YouTube, so I'm doing this time a reaction video with, and well, a little bit of a commentary, especially on the We Believe the Best Man Can Be Gillette short film. So yeah, I've actually seen this already, to be honest with you, but it's just so. This really needs to be shown to everyone, and it's so cringeworthy. I mean, a lot of people agree. I mean, look right here, just 1 million dislikes against 571 likes, or well, 571,000 likes. That's what I meant to say. But anyway, it's still a big number. Over half of this. In fact, here is the actual statistic. 5,701,000 or 571,387 likes against 1,045,685 dislikes. You have to admit that is pretty bad, and I still can't believe that a commercial like Gillette, or well, a company like Gillette is actually feeding us this garbage. So let the pain begin. Okay.
Bullying.
The Me Too movement against sexual harassment.
Toxic masculinity.
Is this the best a man can get?
So already a lot of other YouTubers have actually mentioned this about the Me Too movement and about toxic masculinity, which is I don't understand why everything is always about toxic masculinity. I don't. I'm not saying that there aren't any bad men. But it just feels like it's like everything that happens around the world is somehow men's fault, which is definitely not the case. It truly isn't. I don't understand that way of thinking. But then again, that's social justice warrior logic for you. Now they mentioned in here the Me Too movement and of course, like I said before, toxic masculinity. And it's just, I find that very funny coming from Gillette, because this I'm pretty sure was made by Hollywood specifically, considering that's the film capital of the world. So it wouldn't surprise me that it would be there. But anyway, it just only it feels so weird, especially since the Me Too movement, although I do have my disagreement, well, not just my disagreements, my opposition to it. It originally was trying to get rid of this sexual harassment and sexual predatory nature, but that was coming from Hollywood. I mean, we saw from Bill Cosby and Harvey Weinstein. But no, this has just been taken over, and honestly, it feels like the McCarthy era, when everybody was accused of being a communist, and a lot of people were blacklisted, and their lives were ruined. Even if they weren't communists, their lives were still ruined. That is what the Me Too movement reminds me of, and that's why I'm strictly opposed to it. Now, I'm against sexual harassment and against rape and all sorts, everything that is related to anything like that. But the Me Too, again, it's been hijacked, and it's just more of a political tool used by the left. So let's continue on before I ramble more.
Is it?
It's likely happening here in Bullying, as well.
A problem
We can't hide from it.
Sexual harassment is taking over.
Okay, and we already saw that there was a single mother. Here's the thing. I've seen there are a lot of statistics and a lot of YouTubers talking about how, due to the fact that there isn't really there are a lot of single mothers with sons, there is actually a higher rates of crime and that sort of thing. In fact, look at a lot of places like in the black community. There's often kids that are born out of wedlock, or just fathers not taking up responsibility, and the mothers are left to deal with this on their own, to deal with work, that sort of things, and just that alone is enough to mess with any kid's head. It just does. It really does, because it's a lot of the focus is not being put onto them as it should be, which is why that there needs to be a nuclear family where, of course, there would be parents exchanging the jobs from time to time to deal with this sort of situation.
It's been going on far too long. We can't laugh it off.
Who's the daddy?
Literally, I have never seen a comedy show that actually did anything like that. If it did, it would feel really cringy. Just saying.
What I actually think she's trying to say.
Making the same old
No one does that either. Mansplaining. It's just... Man, I don't know.
excuses.
Boys will be boys.
Boys will be boys. Boys will be boys.
But something finally.
Boys will be boys. Boys will be boys. Why is that such a bad thing? That boys will be boys. I mean, a lot of times when boys are younger, we do things that are completely different for girls. We try to hang out a lot, and we're more aggressive. In fact, why do you think a lot more men are into sports? And I've actually can attest to this myself, because I played in soccer. Often I had to deal with the mud and that sort of thing, and it was pretty fun. It was hard and exhausting, but it was still pretty fun, and I think that partially built me up as a man. But to think that this is somehow such a bad thing is just beyond me. And again, there is no one has ever said anything like this. No one, as an excuse of bad behavior. No one has ever. Whenever I act out or something when I was younger, my mom would definitely take me aside and say, "You're doing something wrong," and if I continue it on, I would definitely be punished. It's been a while, and I don't recall what kind of punishments there were, but it was definitely pretty severe that I would not consider doing it again. But no, again, it's just no one has ever made. I don't think anyone has ever made something like this. Ever. Makes no sense to me.
Changed.
Allegations regarding sexual assault and sex.
Oh yay, this lady. Now dang it, I forgot who her name is. Give me a second. The Young Turks. Aha, here she is, Ana Kasparian. I've actually seen her a few times, especially when she was talking about her being the social justice warrior, and there was this footage of her saying that she's better than everyone else because she believes this crap, which is completely bullshit. Just because you believe something does not make you a better person. In fact, it doesn't really prove anything. You just believe this sort of thing, and the fact that you're not following up on a lot of these issues, like trying to combat rape instead of trying to blame everyone, it's not doing anything. You're just becoming a hypocrite. And again, the fact that she says that she's better than everyone else, it apparently shows her arrogance and egoism, and her large ego. Because if last time I checked, no human is above any other human, because we have all committed our own wrongs. Different wrongs, but still many wrongs all the same. Continuing on.
Sexual harassment.
But she says he's
And there will be no going back. Because we believe in the best in men.
Men need to hold other men accountable.
Terry Crews, 100% true. In fact, that's not just for men. It's for humanity in general. We should each be held accountable, especially in terms of every single one of our actions. It's about individual responsibility. We can't simply say that it's the system all along, or these people made me do it. No, when you are in that sort of power, you still have to take up responsibility for the actions that you have committed. That's why when the Nazis lost the Second World War and they were tried in the Nuremberg trials, the excuse of saying I was just following orders did not apply. It just didn't. In fact, I'm pretty sure that actually led to their conviction and being sentenced to death. That it wouldn't surprise me if that were the case.
Come on.
To say the right thing. To act the right way.
Not cool.
How is that not cool, finding a woman attractive? They aren't doing anything wrong. They're just about to go talk to a woman, or just find her beautiful or something. I mean, as far as I know, they're not doing anything that would be considered sexual harassment. They were just going to go up and talk to the woman. That's it. So, tell me how that is a bad thing?
Not cool.
Some already are. In ways big
Yo, men, for acting like you gonna shake it.
and small.
I am strong.
Again, I don't understand a lot of this mentality sometimes. I don't understand the mentality of the whole toxic masculinity bull crap. What about toxic femininity? And believe it or not, it does actually exist. It really does. Because, again, like I said before, every single human on this planet, man and woman, has committed their set of wrongs. Here's another example from World War II. This girl named Ilse Koch. She is known as the Bitch of Buchenwald. In fact, I'm gonna pull up her Wikipedia page right now. Ilse Koch. That right here, that's her. She was convicted of war crimes, and she was sentenced to, I think it was life imprisonment, and she apparently committed suicide on September 1st, 1967. And she was crazy. Oh my god. I'm gonna allow the Wikipedia page to say it for itself, but long story short, she committed numerous crimes against humanity and against the Jews. In fact, it's so bad that there were even rumors that she used the skins of some of the dead prisoners to make souvenirs, such as like lamp shadings. Here's some of this crap right now. Again, I'm going to let you look at Wikipedia for yourself, because I need to finish this video.
But some is not enough.
It's not how we treat each other, okay? Okay.
I'm not saying that there's not really too much wrong with those two specific points. I mean, I'm pretty, just in case for just for the dad, the only time I would actually step in is if it was going too far. Like it was legitimately going to get someone hurt. But other than that, I would leave them alone. That's pretty much it. And there's nothing wrong about trying to step in and helping this kid too. But there's also a responsibility for fathers and mothers alike to not only help consult their kids about the situations they're dealing with, but also to find a way to deal with those issues, and even if need be, to defend themselves. I mean, you can't simply run away from your problems. You have to hit them head on. That's what you have to do. There's no other choice.
Because the boys watching today will be the men of tomorrow.
So that's the rest of the video, and what they said here at the very end, where the boys of the day will be the men of tomorrow. That is definitely true, because kids, they focus on their parents as being role models, or any other person in general that they have connection to. This can have both positive and negative effects. I mean, we looked at there's a lot of crap on the internet, but in my case personally, when my dad divorced my mother, I mainly spent most of my time with my mom. And don't get me wrong, I love her to death. I love her, but I was definitely missing a little bit of a paternal role model. Well, I managed to find that through both my cousin Ross and my grandfather, who passed away about a little more than 8 years ago. Man, I miss him already. But yeah, those two taught me how to be a man and how I should treat and behave myself. And without them, I wouldn't be the kind of person I am today. So I don't think that, again, I don't think that Gillette is in the position to like rain down on men. Really, I don't think they are. I mean, after all, this is a shaving cream company. What do companies do? They try to make money. Last time I checked, they are not in the mood to make profit unless you're somehow in the film industry and you're trying to make a movie based upon that. So I don't know why a lot of these companies are doing this. We already had Battlefield 5. We had Burger King with that stupid female chicken piece thing, and just a few others. We even had the Colin Kaepernick, who was known to kneel during the American national anthem to be on the cover of Nike. Smart going, guys. Smart. But seriously, it's just every single time people were just outraged over how blatant of attack this is against everybody. Against everybody that they tend to hit or try to target. It's just, I cannot understand them. And this is coming from an autistic guy. Usually I understand people. This, I do not understand. I literally do not. It's like they're living in a fictional universe. I can't bring myself to understand it. And I think there's also a little bit of I think there's one more thing that I wanted to also say before I end this video. Oh yeah, that I remember now. Everything about this video has been negative, and at the very end, is the boys of today will be the men of tomorrow, and it was just men trying to contemplating about a lot of the supposed some of the wrongs, whether they are right or not, about what men did. It's just it feels it's completely ludicrous to think that way, because it's like the idea of white privilege, where somehow because you're white you simply have privilege, you're above everyone else, you are guilty for what your for a lot of what your ancestors did, like with slavery, genocide, and etc. etc. It's simply, that is exactly like that, and all of this is a negative video, a very very negative video that just beats down men. There isn't really too much positivity with this, and it's really sad. It really is, because this shows the simple mindset of the radical left and a lot of these companies, where they're trying to get woke, but in the end they're just gonna go broke. So yeah, please everyone, please tell me how I did with this reaction video, and I'll try to improve, make it better, and yeah, I hope maybe I could do this again one day. Alright, my name is Noah, me and all the Arc Truth. Please post your comments down below, like this video, subscribe, and share it with your friends. Thank you.